I didn't want to move, and then as a player like me, I cost a lot. Me going into your team is gonna make it's gonna be a whole new era of your team when I get to your team. You know what I'm saying? So and that's a lot of work.
So the real reason why Kevin Durant didn't get traded to the Warriors has came out. Kevin Durant recently went on Draymond Green's podcast and told the truth on why he didn't want to get traded. But before that, Wendy also gives his thoughts on if the Suns will trade him. Before I show you these two clips, I want to give my opinion on this. I don't necessarily think the Suns will trade Kevin Durant, but if they do trade Kevin Durant, that would mean they're gonna blow up their team. I wouldn't be surprised if Booker also gets traded in this deal with Kevin Durant, because the Suns have been trying for the past near 2 decades to try to shake something up, and something did happen during the 2021 run when they went to the finals against the Bucks and eventually lost in a reverse sweep situation. But in terms of trying to get back into that situation of the championship run, if they do trade Kevin Durant, I really think they're gonna really go all out in young stars, try and bring back, if they can, maybe Cam Johnson, Miles Bridges, which is a long shot, but they might just completely rebuild and just go back to square one in drafting players and doing such things. Because if they do trade Kevin Durant, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to send him to the Thunder, all because they have majority of the picks in terms of, they have, if I'm not mistaken, probably like 10 to 15 picks. But yeah, man, so this is what Wendy has to say about the situation.
What happens with the Suns this summer, Wendy?
Yeah, well, they're going to trade him, and he knows that, and like he's actually given them. There's been a couple of opportunities where he could have criticized them for trying to trade him. He has not done that. He has been very professional about this, and I expect that to continue throughout the rest of the regular season. He's going to try to win every game he's out there. And then in the offseason, he sort of gave himself a little ad there. He's like, whatever team gets me, I'm going to make a difference. I'm still in my prime. So I think he's handled this very appropriately. And look, I know that the Warriors wanted him. It didn't work out. He said, I want to be there. The Warriors are doing great too. They're doing just fine. KD is setting himself up for his last act. I think everybody's intentions are crystal clear here.
They should be thanking the Philadelphia 76ers. Because if not, they would be the biggest disappointment in the NBA. Okay, get that out the way. I'm tired of talking about them. They trash. They have no leadership. And they're just riding it out for guys to go their separate ways, right? Like, just think about this whole little thing, right? You didn't want Frank Vogel there, and I'm not talking about KD, I'm talking about the organization. You bring in Mike Budenholzer, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, they go and they play in the Olympics, they win a gold medal. You hear Devin Booker say, hey, I want to come back, I want to be a better leader. Do it look like you have this as a team full of vets that have any type of leadership? And I get it. Now you're to this point, you got to go ahead, like Wendy said, they're going to trade KD. Good for KD, good for the organization that's going to get KD, because I still, as his number shows, he still going to give you 27 a night, officially. Again, it's not the roster on why they're losing games. It's the leadership in that locker room on why they can't pull together, and especially when you look at late game situations like last night when you lose to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Perky's saying this, and it's really a profound statement. The highest level of basketball that you just about can ever see was in the Olympic final this summer. And 2 guys were on the court when the game mattered. Booker and Durant play for the Suns. So for those 2 guys to be so important, and then they come and they're 4 games under 500, I know there's been some injuries. Look, I would just say this. What's February 26th? February 26, 2024, the Detroit Pistons were 8-49, okay? They are now in 6th place on an 8-game win streak or whatever. 1 year from now, the world can be different for the Suns. They can change this around, but it's going to get changed around with the KD trade. The KD trade that they're going to make is going to help or hurt, but help them do it. So their future is really, how do they get 1 year from now and have turned things around?
Wendy, this is the most expensive team in basketball. What is the bigger picture lesson learned from this quote-unquote failed experiment?
I think if you are going to have a big 3, and otherwise say big 3 guys making a max contract, it better work. And those guys really kind of better be in their primes. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't work, it's going to crash and burn. And that's what this is a lesson in the modern era.
Yeah, so Wendy basically says that he is going to get traded, and that it's no doubt the Suns are like over with him. Not because they hate him, but maybe because they want to just rebuild, like I said earlier. And this is what KD had to say about it.
Do you want your career to end in Phoenix? Man, I want my career to end on my terms. That's the only thing.
Bingo.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. You know what I'm saying?
That's all that matters.
Because I see a lot of dudes that don't get that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I want to keep putting in that work to, make that choice on my own. But as far as the Warriors, I just didn't think it was, and then I didn't want to move. And then as a player like me, I cost a lot. Me going into your team is going to make it's going to be a whole new era of your team when I get to your team. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's a lot of work. And
change
through the season, like I'm still of value, you know what I'm saying? Especially in my contract and just my production. That me just getting up and moving in the middle of the season, it's going to be a big blow to any team I'm going to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I get why y'all want to trade me, and y'all looking at it just from simple fact that's just business. But from me looking at it, I'm just like it just don't make sense for either side right now to go through that. You know what I'm saying? When we just play the season out, and if that's the decision you want to make, in the off season, then you figure it out.
So big, yeah.
It's just such a big change to make, and I've been through it before. I was like, damn, that's not really it.
It ain't the right move. Like to be able
and I
to move in the middle of the season and all that. 26 games left.
If I can stop it, then why not? You know what I'm saying? But and then the narratives that's gonna come with all that shit. It was just like, you don't want to go stay there. You don't want to go play with Draymond no more. You don't want to, the narrative got in your way. You don't want to go back. I was like, yeah, that shit is annoying. I don't like it, but I can play under, like, you don't know what, like the type of shit that people say about me. I could play under the noise. It's a simple fact that, like, there's no need. I didn't feel like it was a need to, make that big of a change right now. It didn't make sense to me. So I tried to. I'm glad it was, and look what y'all doing right now, Dre. Y'all looking good, Jimmy, and then you still got Kaminga on the way back. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think it made sense.
Absolutely. No, I think a lot of people don't realize what you going through that in Phoenix of the midnight hour trade.
Mm-hmm.
Bridges leave. I think Aiden left.
No, Cam Johnson.
Bridges, Cam Johnson. Those were big gaps, you know what I'm saying, to try to fill those holes.
Right.
You make that move in the offseason, there may be a third team you can get involved or different stuff where you don't have to deplete your whole team. During the middle of the season, that is very tough to do. And I don't think people realize. And then, like you said, also being at your age, like I think everybody still look at you like you a spring chicken because of the way you play. So you still hooping at the same level, but you're set in your life and in your ways at this age to just up and leave.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a lot. Like for Jimmy needed that. You know what I'm saying? Like Jimmy needed a change. That was a different thing. But, if he didn't want that change before, which is probably why he was never traded before, because y'all do have that type of power to say, nah, and no franchise ultimately want to disrespect guys like y'all because if they do, how do you ever get another one?
Exactly. And then I just want to see it through. When you commit to something in a season like that, and it's like nobody's like big injuries, like everybody's in the lineup, and like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see this through to the end and see what we can really do with it, you know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like I'm committed to my coaches and teammates, and I want to see it through. So, I wanted to lock in on that.
So we now know why Kevin Durant didn't want to go to the Warriors, because he knows how much he's worth and he knows that he's not going to get anywhere near to like a max contract if he goes to the Warriors. And second off, he really just it looked like he just wanted to chill and just probably settle in Phoenix and end off his career there. Of course, he also wants to win, but I think he wants to win with the Suns. And he also did mention that if it does happen, it would be better in the offseason rather than the season, because in the season, a lot of stuff happens. You got to buy a new home. You have to, like, it's just a whole shift in your personal life, not just basketball. In a personal life, it's going to be tough, basically. If the Suns do trade Kevin Durant, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the Thunder. But then again, if he goes to the Thunder, that's very big. The Thunder are the first seed right now. As we speak, they're like 10 to 12 games ahead of the second seed in the Western Conference. Where do you think the Suns would trade Kevin Durant? Like the video and subscribe for new. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.